And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by ImSexyBelieveMePlease, who writes, that's a great username, who writes, "Hey, John. So the Hollywood Reporter just came with some exciting news. A new MonsterVerse film is in the works with Adam Wingard in talks to direct. Of course, he directed Godzilla vs. Kong. Also, another detail revealed is that one of the possible titles being floated internally is Son of Kong. This title makes me really excited. Papa Kong is real. Anyway, how do you feel about this? Do you think that a Kong's Son movie is a direction they should follow? Thanks for everything, John." All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, Sexy Believe Me. All right. Look, the whole story and saga of Godzilla versus Kong is a really fascinating one. And I'm not even talking about the story that takes place in the movie. I'm talking about the story that takes place around the movies. Because Godzilla King of the Monsters comes out, and it's a total disaster, right? It's a terrible film. It did relatively poorly at the box office, made 380 something million, which isn't bad. There are some filmmakers that would kill to have a movie that they do make 300 and something million dollars, right? So it's like not a total disaster, but it was a disappointment. And I said at the time, because you got to remember, when Godzilla King of the Monsters came out, Godzilla vs. Kong was already in production. And I said at the time, and I still believe this today, that if Godzilla vs. Kong hadn't already been in production, they would have pulled the plug on it. Because you were getting diminishing returns in this MonsterVerse. Godzilla King of the Monsters was awful. I mean, some people really love it. As a matter of fact, Robert Meyer Burnett really loves that movie. He thinks it's great. I was personally very disappointed in it. And the box office results were very disappointing. And so had that movie not already been in production and they had already committed a whole bunch of money to it, I think they just would have pulled the plug on it. And then, of course, the whole pandemic thing happens, all that kind of stuff. And then Godzilla vs. Kong comes out, kind of leading the way. First big movie to come out in our current pandemic era that we seem to kind of be maybe hopefully heading into the tail end of the pandemic era. And what does it do? Godzilla vs. Kong doesn't just do okay. It makes more money in a pandemic with limited theater capacity, a lot of people still too nervous to go to the movie theaters, and it being on TV on HBO Max, and it still made more money than Godzilla King of the Monsters did. As a matter of fact, let me look this up. Godzilla vs. Kong right now, like I know it passed the $400 million mark. Godzilla vs. Kong passed the $400 million mark. Right now, it is sitting at officially, well, I know it passed 410, but right now the official number is 406, which means it passed the box office totals of Godzilla King of the Monsters. Incredible. In a pandemic, limited theater capacity, on TV for free if people wanted to watch it there. Still a lot of people nervous to go back to the theater, and it crossed $400 million worldwide. Now, after that, a whole bunch of people started writing in and asking me, John, do you think maybe they could do another MonsterVerse movie, restore the MonsterVerse? And I said, listen, with these results, I would be shocked if they didn't. I completely believe they are going to do another MonsterVerse movie, whether it's a Godzilla movie or a King Kong movie or another Godzilla and Kong movie together, whatever. I would be shocked at this point if they didn't with these types of results. And this movie, although it had its issues, I made an entire video called The 5 Worst Things About Godzilla vs. Kong. Despite the fact that it has those issues, this movie was bonkers fun. I loved watching this movie. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times already. I had bonkers fun watching this movie, and I can't wait to go back and see it again. Well, now apparently, turns out you and I, all of us, we were right. They are planning to do another one. And it looks like Adam Wingard, who directed it, is going to do it. Now, this comes to us from the folks over at The Hollywood Reporter who write the following. Now, instead of winding down the franchise, Godzilla vs. Kong may ramp it up. The Hollywood Reporter has learned that Legendary, that's the company, yeah, it's a Warner Brothers distributed, but Legendary is the company that put that movie together. They financed it. The Hollywood Reporter has learned that Legendary is quietly taking steps to stretch the series into 1 or more installments entering early talks with Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard to return for another round of Monster on Monster mayhem. In fact, one possible title being floated. This is from the Hollywood Reporter, remember? This is not Gus's gas station movie reviews.fart. This is the Hollywood Reporter. One possible title being floated internally: The Son of Kong. Dun, dun, dun. Of course, that comes to us from the folks over at the Hollywood Reporter. Okay, number one. I don't think any of us are surprised with the big success of Godzilla vs. Kong that Legendary is saying, yeah, we got to do this again. No big surprise there. Number two, no big surprise that they want Adam Wingard to come back and do another one. But you got to keep this in mind with Adam Wingard too. His dance card right now is pretty full. Remember, a director can work for 2 years or more on a movie. And he's got a couple he's doing. He's got like that Thundercats thing that he said, that the animated one, that movie he wants to do, that apparently is happening. And they already talked a while ago that he signed on to do a Face Off reboot. The classic John Travolta and Nick Cage movie. Never talk bad about Face Off. That movie is awesome. I will go to the grave believing that. Anyway, Face Off is life. Face Off is awesome. If I let you suck my tongue, would you be grateful? Come on. That's Academy level writing right there. Anyway, so Adam Wingard's dance card is already pretty full. So what would that mean theoretically? If he signs up to do a Godzilla vs. Kong 2 or a Son of Kong, does that mean we wouldn't be getting it to like 2026, 2027? Would he bump one of those other projects, Thundercats, Face Off? Would one of those get bumped to make room for a Godzilla vs. Kong? You know, Legendary isn't going to want to sit around for 4 or 5 years. Like, I think that much is clear. Legendary won't want to sit around for just 4 or 5 years and, you know, patiently wait for Adam Wingard to have some time to get around to doing this next one. So something would probably have to give. But let's address the elephant, or the gorilla in this case, in the room, shall we? Son of Kong. All right, let's talk about that for a minute. Son of Kong. How? I mean, I guess the story would be somewhere down there in Hollow Earth, Kong comes across a Mrs. Pac-Man. Or, you know, a Mrs. Donkey Kong. Is that what happens? Does he see a giant scaffolding with an Italian-looking plumber pushing barrels around? And lo and behold, there's a Mrs. Kong at the top of that thing throwing barrels down to kill that guy? And he falls in love? It's like, look at that form. Look at the way she rolls those barrels. You know what they say about a female gorilla? If she can roll a good barrel, I have no idea where that analogy is going. I was making up as I was going along, and I thought I might think of an ending, and I didn't, so I'll let you guys come up with an ending to that analogy. Anyway, could it be? I mean, there's a really great Angel in the live chat puts in a great option. Maybe they clone. Why not? Cloning's popular in movies, right? Maybe they clone Kong. And they think, you know, we need another Kong. I don't know why they'd think we need another Kong, but okay. They do another Kong. And they clone one. Maybe that Kong goes bad. And Papa Kong's got to come around and put the smack down. Say, listen, Junior Donkey Kong. You got to know your place. I don't know. I'm just making up as I go. Look, all I know is this. Is that after Godzilla, King of the Monsters, I was ready. I was prepared. I was in a place emotionally that I could accept that the MonsterVerse, this giant kaiju MonsterVerse, was probably done. And I would have been okay with that because, again, I didn't like Godzilla, King of the Monsters. But now we live in a world where we had Godzilla vs. Kong. And I orgasmically enjoyed that film in the theater. God, guys, seriously, I'm telling you, having gone so long without being in the movie theaters, Godzilla vs. Kong was just the perfect kind of empty calorie, sugar rush movie. Giant monsters fighting each other, jumping from aircraft carrier to aircraft carrier. Fucking King Kong with Stormbreaker and Mjolnir rolled into one. I know it was ridiculous, but it doesn't matter. It was damn fun. And being in that theater again, getting hopped up, like I had Kimberly Kern on my left and Ray Orr on my right, and we're just like, like having it was crazy. So I was ready for the whole MonsterVerse to be put to bed after King of the Monsters. I was totally ready for that. Now I want more. And I love the idea of Adam Wingard. Godzilla's son, or son of Kong. Okay, that's interesting. Son of Kong. Let's go with it. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? How do you feel about it? Do you like the idea of continuing on the MonsterVerse? Maybe you didn't even like Godzilla vs. Kong. And hey, there are bad things about that movie. I'm not denying that at all. So maybe you didn't even like the movie. Maybe you're over these kaiju movies. Maybe you can't wait for more. How do you guys feel? Jump on down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.